Hello and welcome. In this lectures, we are going to talk about AWS database. In the database sections, we are going to talk in RDS, DynamoDB, Elasticsearch, Amazon Redshift here. So let's go and do it. So first services we have Amazon Relational Database Service. In Amazon Relational Database Service, make it easy to set up, operate, and scale relational database in the cloud. It provides cost-effective and resizable capacity while managing time-consuming database administration tasks, freeing you up to the focus on your applications and businesses. So we'll talk about more into that in database, relational database. So in relational database, we in our database sections we have a relational database and non-relational database as well. So in relational database, we have Amazon RDS on Amazon Redshift. In Amazon RDS, we have six engines: Amazon Aurora, MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, and MariaDB, and uh, Microsoft SQL Server. In Amazon Redshift, we have a data warehouse solutions, whereas in non-relational database, we have a Amazon DynamoDB, which work on the key value and documents. Amazon Elasticsearch, which is the in-memory data store, like in Redis and Memcache is there. Amazon Neptunes for graph, storage, and so on and so forth. So let's go and talk about in more details. So RDS Aurora. So that is a that database is provided by that in AWS, and if you'll see that in engine options, there is a six engine is there: Amazon Aurora, MySQL, MariaDB, PostgreSQL, Oracle, and Microsoft SQL Server. So we'll talk about that in Aurora. In Aurora, Amazon Aurora is MySQL and Postgres compatibility enterprise class database starting at less than $1 per day, up to 5 times the throughput of a MySQL and 3 times the throughput of a PostgreSQL, up to 64 TB of a auto scaling SSD storage, 6-way replications across 3 availability zones, up to 15 replica with a sub 10 ms replica lag, automatic monitoring and failover in less than 30 seconds. So these are the features of AWS Amazon Aurora, comparing with the MySQL and Postgres, that is a better, but that is a paid services, that is not a free tier. After that, next we have MySQL. So MySQL is the most popular open source database in the world. MySQL on RDS offer the rich features of that MySQL community editions with the flexibility to easily scale computer resources or storage capacity for your database. S- Supports database size up to 60 TB. Instance offer up to 32 virtual CPU and 244 GB memory. Support automated backup and point-in-time recovery. Supports cross-region replica. After that, we have next services MariaDB. So MariaDB Community Editions is a MySQL compatible database with a strong support from the open source community and extra feature and performance optimizations. Supports database size up to 60 TB, instance offer up to 32 virtual CPU and 244 GB memory. Supports automated backup and point-in-time recovery. Support cross-region replica. Support global transactions ID, GTID, and thread pooling. Developed and supported by the MariaDB open source community. Next services we have a PostgreSQL. The Postgres is a powerful open source object relations database system with a strong reputation of a reliability, stability, and correctness. High reliability and stability is a variety of workloads, advanced features to perform in high volume environments, variant open source community that release new features multiple time per year, support multiple extensions that added even more functionality to that in database. The most Oracle compatible open source database. Next, we have a commercial database like New Oracle and Microsoft SQL Server. So in Oracle, we have a different editions: Oracle Enterprise Editions, Oracle Extended Editions, Oracle Extended Editions 1, and Oracle Extended Editions 2, with a different set of 32 CPU and so forth memory and utilizations. The next commercial database we have a Microsoft SQL Server. So Microsoft SQL Server, again we have a different editions like in SQL Server Express editions, SQL Server Web editions, SQL Server Standard editions, and SQL Server Enterprise editions. Good thing is that there is a concept called bring your license. If you have already license for Oracle or Microsoft SQL Server, you can bring like input into that in on-premise whatever you are using on licensing model. So you can use that in AWS cloud as well. So that we known as the bring your own license. Next services we have non-relational DynamoDB. So Amazon DynamoDB is the fast and flexible NoSQL database server for all applications that need constant single-digit millisecond latency at any scale. Its flexible data model and reliable performance make it great fit for mobile, web, gaming, edtech, IoT, and many other applications. Next services we have Elastic Cache. So Elastic Cache is web services that make it easy to launch, manage, and scale a distributed in-memory cache into the cloud. So we have Elastic Cache in like there is a two. We can use that in Redis or Memcache as the implementations. Next services we have Amazon Redshift. So Amazon Redshift is a data warehouse solutions, and it's a fast, simple, cost-effective data warehousing solutions. That's all about in overview of this database. We'll talk more in into that in RDS, especially Oracle or MySQL for connecting like in on provisioning the database and then connecting from the client with any applications Java or .NET or PHP. So we'll see that in PHP with MySQL or Java with Oracle. That's all about. Thanks for watching.